Yeah, wrong grades. Navy Tugs, Alexander Towing Company, started in the war, and in 1976 became Marine Superintendent of Alexander Towing Company until I retired in '93. Brother Roy also started in the Tugs.
What's your brother?
Yes, Roy Graves.
Great.
Go on, Roy.
Well, I started on tugs in 1948. Mainly tugs, steam, converted to diesel.
Yes,
Yes.
You had the true, yes.
Alexander Towing Company took us over. I left the tugs in 1976 and went to work abroad in the Gulf. Various jobs, building harbours, oil related. Pakistan, went back to the Red Sea. From the Red Sea, went back over to, I was contracted to Aramco Oil Company. From there, I came back to work in this country. I've done various jobs around the coast, all related to sewer pipes. My last, at the moment I'm unemployed, but my last job was working for Alpha McAlpine, who have a small marine section who do mostly oil related or sewer pipes.
Did you have any mess-ups while you're on the tugs?
No, I don't think. No, I had
No.
I had a very good time. Actually, you know, it's,
Nobody
quite
ever
good.
admits to damage on it.
We used to know all the pubs on Dock Road.
McAlpines, whereabouts did you work for Max?
The Calpines starts off in Peterhead.
Further forth.
Further forth. Actually, we've done a job on the D for the electric company. We had 5 of us working there, plus 2 crane drivers, plus divers. When we were there, we had a small dory with an outboard motor, which the diver used to use. We came back one morning, the outboard motor was in the container, and knowing Chester, the outboard motor, the container had been broken into and the outboard motor was pinched.
Oh, yeah. Typical, isn't it?
Various places. I've just finished up across in Ireland. We were doing a sewer outfall south of Dublin. That was quite good, but the weather was bad there. We had to pack it up because that was it. You know, the weather was atrocious on that.
Very good, mate.
For me?
Yeah.
Peter Kenworthy. I started with Blue Funnel. Came down to coastlines after various other companies. Then I started with, went to the dock board when they had numerous vessels on their dredging department. From there, we all got made redundant when the Westminster dredging came in, or 500 of us went up the road one day, so I thought, well, I'll join Westminster dredging. You can't fight to join.
Yeah.
So I was there for 21 years. In 1970, I was master of the Princeton, Netherlands, which was the largest trailer suction dredger at the time. It was about 18,000 tons. And we had a collision in Rotterdam. GM decided to try and get through us. And I got promoted then to Marine Superintendent. I was there for until 82. Then I used to look after the north of England, West Africa and Middle East, all the vessels working in that area. And then I joined Alexander Towing Company as Marine Superintendent for offshore. Last year, the Alexander got taken over by Howard Smith and of Australia, and we got chased up the road, which is very convenient because I've only got another, I only had 12 months to do before I retire, so I retire next week officially.
Oh,
Yeah.
really, yeah.
But I've had 12 months messing around.
Yeah. Amazing. You know, what I think, of course, we all look back, like I'm 77 now. I was born down by the docks in Kirkdale, and I've seen that river absolutely chock-a-block.
No,
And to think, like other businesses, all you lads or you gentlemen the experience you've got. I mean, you can't buy experience, as you know, but to think that river's gone absolutely dead and all the experience that.
Oh, it's been lively
I
right through
actually
the low
started
waters.
going down on tug when I was 4 years old, 1932, when my old dad was a tug skipper.
I left
So, of
school
course,
then.
He used to take us down, and I kept on going down and down and down. So of course, when I was ready to leave school,
That was the only place to go.
oh yes, I was on a piece of elastic. I was there.
Do you ever remember the Kinnard tender, the skirmisher?
Yes, very well. Yes.
My
Yes.
father was on there.
Yeah.
He joined there in 1917 after being tin-fished in the Med.
Oh yes.
And he was all through the war, during the air raids, you know, everything.
Yeah.
One night, we were tied up alongside the Britannic, and a stick of incendiaries went across them. Somebody said, "Yo, we're on fire." So the two of them that was left on board started up and put the fire out, the Britannic, and turned in again. And all the officers were aboard the Britannic, but Cunard gave them a backhand, which he was
So-
very pleased about.
Talk about sticking of incendiary bombs. This is my brother, by the way.
Two brothers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And the what you call during the war, well, he was only knee high to a grasshopper, and my dad used to be away. He was an architect. He used to be designing these, or working on these army camps, and he didn't used to get home till about 9 o'clock at night. And during one of the blitz, an incendiary landed in the back garden. Remember? And we put the bucket over it, you know, as instructed.
Yeah.
But the bucket had no bottom in it. yeah.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah,
Good.
I'm Alex Owen, and like Ron said, my father was a tugboat engineer, and long before the war I used to go with him on school holidays, you know, Manchester, what have you. Anyway, I went to sea in 1948 with a whole of us, junior engineer on the Princess. She was an old coal burner, and we used to run them down to the river. So I was with them for about 16 years off and on. Yeah, so I remember one time I was on a American Liberty ship they had, you know, and we put into St. Vincent. And I said to Chief Stewart, because I'm quite friendly with him, I said, "How about some fresh chicken?" I said, because the food was going off at the time. So he said, "Oh, okay, don't worry." So anyway, we were taking bunkers at the time. And I came up, and the mate's room was next to mine, and he had lobster. His name was Barrett, if I remember there. Lobster, he was sitting there. I said, "You're doing fine." He said, "Yours is in there." My door was shut, you see. So, great. Well, I opened the door, the next minute, they locked me in from the outside, and there was this wild chicken. Never said His bloody eyes were sticking out like this. And it was on my desk, you know, and I said, "Bloody hell." I grabbed the ruler and it was going for me, you know. I could hear them all laughing in the alleyway outside, you know. And I was fencing this thing, I said, I said a few kind words to them, you know. Anyway, I got out. And they were all laughing. The
What were
joke's
the
on
kind words?
The joke's on me, you know.
You wanted
Anyway.
chicken. You got chicken.
Chief Steward went in, and there was a hell of a row, and he grabbed all of his neck, you know. Next thing was, when I went in, there's feathers all over the place, you know. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, and I came ashore, that was at 19, I finished up with Chief with them, and then I came ashore, and I joined the Alexander Towing Company, which had been for 26 years, superintendent engineer, and I retired 3 years ago, yeah, 3 years ago I retired.
So you were all on tugs, were you then?
No,
Ships are
We got
all-
one
I
One
was.
gentleman here.
John Kenworthy, Peter's brother. No, I came into the shipping shore side of the business after I left the army in 1948, 47, 48. And I joined H. McLean, who were shipbrokers and agents, among others, for French Line, Armand two or three of the Continental lines. Peter's head went to sea with Blue Funnel, and when he came home he used to have to get a phone call, "Come and see me up in
The duty-free
Luke, Mark Jones's." And the times he sent me back to that office in a bloody taxi, it's nobody's business.
Fell out of it a few times.
But when, but talking about
Old Sam
the
Christie.
meeting of the ships, would have been then 2021, I suppose. Must have been good looking and handsome. They went down. One of the jobs I had to do was with the depot boats coming from the plate. They were bringing passengers back to Europe for the the first time they were coming home after the war. And one of them was the Countess of somewhere. Go down, pick her up and take her up to Lime Street to pick up the airport coach, which he did. And as I was going on the coach, as she was getting on the coach, he said, "Get yourself a meal on me." And she said, "And take this." And she gave me this little parcel. I thought, oh God, I wonder what's in there. And I couldn't wait to get around the corner fast enough to rip it open. And then it was 2 rounds of bloody bread and butter. I must have looked half starved, and look at me now. From there we went up to opened a company, Gilbert Freight, which is a Rainham company, opened up here, groupage services to Ireland basically. Then eventually joined Locker Freight up at Kirby, yeah. Doing groupage services. You were saying about the port being full of ships. Remember it well myself, of course. But there we were loading anything up to 100 containers a week, and not one of them's going out of Liverpool.
That's shameful.
Going down Felixstowe, Southampton.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Even going over to Antwerp. You know, it's cheaper to do it that way than bring it through the port, and it's bloody crazy.
It is, isn't it?
Absolutely ridiculous.
So sad, isn't
I
it?
remember when he was saying that, we used to come home on leave, dock at Alexander Dock, I'd get the overhead railway, you know, and you'd go along, and that's every dock would be full of vessels, you know, right? But now it's dead, isn't it, really?
It was amazing how the ferries used to be exactly down the ships, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And when we were kids, you saying, what was that? What's that like? You know,
Yeah.
trying to guess, and pick out some of them, like the French.
We can go back as far as start talking so. Remember the training ships, the Indefatigable.
Oh, yeah.
Laying off the
Well, that was anchored
Laying off
by,
Rock Ferry.
Yeah.
Yes, laying off Rock Ferry.
Indefatigable, and the Akbar was there.
That's a naughty boy, did you that?
Yeah, naughty, yeah, the Akbar was there as well.
Couldn't we do with them now?
Yeah.
Oh
My
God.
God.
But
He
in,
called one ship.
in the Alexander Towing Company, it was a local towing company at first. And then in the 1960s we started going coastal as well, so we've got quite a lot of experience there. And then in the 70s when the work began to sort of level off in the port, we started going worldwide with Alexander Towing Company. We were all over the world. As a matter of fact, still to this day, there is a tow station in the port.
Yes, so talking to the laddie that's been
The
there.
Indomitable, yes.
I used to go down there every year. I was down there about
Yeah.
6, 7 times.
Yeah.
Have you still got the tours in Gibraltar?
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, there's tugs in Gibraltar. We've got 4 tugs in
We've
Gibraltar.
got one in Stornoway now.
No, not one of ours, I don't think, no. They might have.
He
It's
mentioned
hardly
it
retired to.
at the last meeting. Alistair, his name, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yes, that's right. Yes, Alistair took over from me when I retired.
But
so
that won't be from Liverpool, that'll be from the Humber or something like that.
Yes, possibly, yes, yeah.
I love Stornoway. We used to sail from there for the Atlantic convoys.
Yes.
Coming back in after a hectic time. God, anywhere would have looked nice, but Stornoway's like a little jewel, you know. Great man.
I think when I say this one,
The other thing, you couldn't drink on a Sunday there, could you?
No,
Yeah.
Well,
the place was dead, so.
Yeah,
was
but I was
in
in
the
coastline.
Wales,
We used to-
good.
I forget which coaster it was. It was either the Atlantic coast or the British coast, one of those. And we used to Liverpool, Aberdeen, Dundee, and all around there, back to Stornoway. And the revellers on that trade used to always buy a barrel of beer. They used to have it on the after deck. You used to arrive on Saturday night or Sunday morning or something like that. And all the locals used to come forward. Now, there used to be a little party going. And eventually they stopped that, the Kirk.
But Saturday night in Stornoway, I've actually seen blokes stretched out and it goes
Yeah.
out to the
Yeah.
great big fishermen,
Yeah.
farmers. But on the Sunday, you went to shore, you wouldn't even see a stray
No,
dog,
no.
But everybody being
Very,
missed.
very,
But
The old
very
church.
religious.
you were going to say something.
no, tell you, when I left Alexander Towing Company, I worked in Saudi for quite a number of years, past 8.5. And worked for Dutch companies and various companies, we could get all types of booze, especially the Dutch company, and we brewed our own and all this, but since I left Saudi, I believe the penalty for drinking has gone up. It's 20 lashes a pint.
That's the end of the year.
Yeah.
And when you said about the no drinking on a Sunday, a fella said to me, just come back from Malta because they're very religious, he said. You can have sex on a Sunday, he said, oh, you don't enjoy it.
I was just with the wife.
In Ireland used to be, in Ireland you weren't supposed to drink on a Sunday. I think it was Ireland and Wales. But if you got a bus ticket, you know, to some place out of town, you could drink then because you're a bona fide traveller.
Like in Ireland, in Southern Ireland, they still got on a Sunday the religious hour, but it's 2 hours. And the clubs shut from 2 o'clock till 4. But when I was staying out, I stayed at the South of Dublin Bray Hotel. If we, bad weather, if we finished, you know, we were laid off, say, 2 o'clock, we still got paid anyway. You know, we were paid 8 hours, 12 hours to get the tea. We come back to the hotel, ring the bell, place froze, shut up. We were residents, so we could go and have a drink. But 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock, religiously.
Oh no, one of my pals went, and you know, he didn't know about this 2 o'clock to 4, so he went in at 3 o'clock. And the fellow's cleaning the bar up, and he said to the chap, can I have a drink? I said, no, said no. Close from 2 o'clock to 4. He said, well, it's turn 3 now. He said, I'll sit here and wait till 4 o'clock. And the barman said, would you like a drink while you wait?
That's what Ross Abbott, he did that.
Okay.
All right.
Well, gentlemen,
Right.
thanks very much.
Okay.
That was a big day.